The Crimson Hearth, a detective story in the classic tradition with shadows deeper than the truth. 1. Arrival at Rookhaven Manor. The storm rolled in just as Detective Ellis Gray reached the gates of Rookhaven Manor. Perched on a jagged cliff above the sea, the estate looked less like a home and more like a judgment. Gray hated rich families, not out of envy, but experience. Secrets buried beneath polished silver and brittle smiles. Tonight's invitation came with urgency. A death has occurred. We request your discretion. Lady Margaret Whitmore. Ellis stepped out of the car, trenchcoat whipping in the wind, and approached the grand wooden doors. They opened before he could knock. Standing there was Lady Margaret herself, tall, pale, widow black from head to toe. Detective, thank you for coming. My brother is dead. 2. The dead man. Ambrose Whitmore, 62, found lifeless in the hearthroom, an ornate study where a fire always burned and secrets warmed in the walls. The body lay slumped in a leather armchair, a single hand dangling over the armrest, ash on his cuffs. No blood, no wound, no broken glass. Just a faint smell of almonds. Ellis didn't need the coroner to tell him. Cyanide. Who found him? He asked. We all did, said Margaret. It was a family meeting. All, in this case, meant Lady Margaret Ambrose's younger sister controlled the estate. Edmund Whitmore, their cousin, and sole heir, according to gossip. Celia Vaughan Ambrose's young and mysterious fiancé. Dr. Howard Pierce, the family physician and longtime friend. Thomas Greaves, the loyal but aging butler. 5 living, 1 dead. 3. Clocks and lies. Ellis noted the details. The clock above the fireplace had stopped at exactly 8:47 p.m. Everyone claimed to have been together in the parlour at that time. We heard a thud, said Edmund. That's when we came in. Yet the fireplace was cold, the brandy glass untouched. A book halfway fallen from Ambrose's lap. He must have died instantly, said Dr. Pierce. No signs of struggle. Ellis raised an eyebrow. Cyanide kills quickly, but someone had to give it to him. Everyone denied bringing food or drink to Ambrose. He poured his own glass, insisted Margaret. I never even touched it, said Celia, avoiding Ellis's eyes. He made no accusations, not yet. But one thing was certain, Ambrose didn't die alone. 4. The will. Ellis requested to see the will. Margaret hesitated. It was amended recently, she admitted. Ambrose decided to leave everything to Celia. The room went silent. That girl? Barked Edmund. He met her 6 months ago. He loved her, Margaret replied. Celia, seated quietly, folded her hands. I didn't ask for any of this, she said softly. Dr. Pierce sighed. She'd never hurt him. Ellis leaned forward. Then, who had a reason to? Every eye turned to Edmund. Me? I didn't even know about the will. Convenient, Ellis muttered. But something didn't add up. 5. A strange discovery. That night, Ellis asked to inspect Ambrose's private writing desk. In the bottom drawer, he found something odd. A burnt letter, half charred but still legible. You must understand, she isn't who she says she is. Celia has lied about her past. The signature was unreadable. He confronted Celia. Who wrote this? She glanced at the letter and paled. I don't know. Lying to a detective won't help you, Ellis warned. Tears welled in her eyes. I didn't poison Ambrose. I loved him. He believed her, partly. 6. The butler's secret. At 3 a.m, Ellis caught Thomas the butler sneaking into the hearthroom. "Looking for something?" Ellis asked. Thomas startled, then sighed. "I hid this before you came." He handed over a small velvet pouch inside it, a gold locket. Opening it revealed two faces, Ambrose and a young boy. "His son," Thomas whispered. "From years ago, no one knew." "Where is he now?" "Dead. But he wrote to Ambrose about Celia. Said she was dangerous." Ellis's pulse quickened. "Why hide this?" "Because truth is messy, detective, and the dead deserve dignity." Ellis pocketed the locket. The living deserve justice. 7. The confrontation. At breakfast, Ellis laid the evidence on the table. Ambrose was warned. Someone close to him feared Celia, someone who died recently his son, but that letter was destroyed. Why? Margaret rose, trembling. He was protecting her. Or himself, Edmund growled. Maybe Ambrose took his own life. Ellis shook his head. Too neat, too clean. Then he looked at Celia. "Who are you, really?" She hesitated, then said, "My real name is Cecilia Gray. I changed it years ago, after an incident." "Merriweather?" Ellis asked. She nodded. "Ambrose's son. He was cruel. I left him. Ambrose found me later, offered help. He didn't know I had been with his son." A gasp filled the room. 8. The twist revealed. Ellis closed his notebook. "Ambrose learned you were involved with his son. He rewrote the will out of guilt, but someone else couldn't accept that." He turned to Dr. Pierce. "You knew everything, the health records, the inheritance, the real identity. You poisoned him." Pierce blinked. "You're mad. Number just thorough." Ellis held up a teacup. "Tested it this morning. Laced with cyanide from your bag." Pierce lunged forward, but Edmund grabbed him. "Why?" Margaret asked, shaken. "He was destroying everything, giving it all away to a stranger. I built this family's legacy with him, and he threw it away for guilt." Silence. Then the rain outside broke into thunder. 9. The end of the game. Pierce was taken by the constables. Margaret wept. Celia disappeared quietly from the manor the next day. Ellis stayed one last night at Rookhaven. In the hearthroom, the fire now burned again. He looked at Ambrose's empty chair and whispered, "Everyone has a motive, but the truth waits like ash, just beneath the flame."